In this video, I'm going to review for you the G8 Pro Series 2620 insoles. I'm going to tell you what I like about them and what I don't like. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a chiropractor for over 24 years. I'm going to give you some realistic advice, stuff that you can actually use. Now, I give a lot of patients orthotics, and the reason why is because many people have foot problems that contribute to knee problems, hip problems, and back problems. And by giving people custom orthotics, you could really solve a lot of problems. Now, I've been intrigued by these G8s, and the reason why is because, quite frankly, custom-made orthotics are expensive. They run, even if you have insurance, they're going to cost you about $300, $350. Whereas these are only $110, I believe. I'll put a link down below if you want to try them. But what do I like about these? Number one, the first thing I like about these things is the thin forefoot. When I first pulled these out of the box, I thought to myself, wow, this really solves a problem. And what I mean by that is there's only about 1 or 2 millimeters in the forefoot. Whereas if you look at a custom orthotic or something you can get off the shelf, this one here, this has got to be about 4 or 5 millimeters. And that's a big difference, because what happens is when people have their foot inside the shoe, for many people, that shoe is just on the margin of being tight. When you put an orthotic in, a lot of the complaints that I get with patients is that now their shoe feels too tight in the forefoot and it's squishing them, and that can cause Morton's neuromas. So one of the advantages of the G8s is simply this thin forefoot. So kudos to this company. I really think this is a good idea. Number two, the thing I like about these G8s is you can modify the arch forward, back, side to side. In addition to that, what happens is they come with 5 different sizes here. So you can have a low arch, a super big arch, and everything in between. So what I mean by I like about it is when I make a custom orthotic, let me show you. When I make a custom orthotic, we actually cast the person, and based on what we're trying to fix, we will place the arch either back or forward or more in or more out to really customize what the person needs. One of the problems with over-the-counter ones is you simply get what you buy. It's not customized to you. Whereas this one, what happens is it's got these little bumps here, and you could push this thing. I'll show you. You can push this thing. Here, I'll put it way forward. You could put the arch right there, or you can actually go as low as down here. Now that's a wide range. That kind of coincides with what we do with custom orthotics. You can also make the arch go a little bit in and a little bit out depending on your preference. So one of the advantages of having custom made orthotics is that you can actually have this built into your orthotic, but with the G8s, you could do that just with the movement of this thing. Now, the third thing that I really like about these G8s is the fact that you can modify it not just on one shoe, but the other one as well. Holy cow, this is a big difference, because the reality is you and I are not symmetrical. Our left foot is not a mirror image of our right foot. And one of the problems is when you buy an over-the-counter insole, it doesn't account for any of that. It doesn't account for any individuality. I always tell patients it's like this. Some people could buy a suit off the rack and it kind of looks pretty good, but it still looks like a suit off the rack. If you get a custom made suit that's built entirely for your dimensions, it looks perfect. Well, look what I did here, just to show you. The left foot has an arch in a different position than the right foot. That's what I'm talking about. The nice thing about these G8s is you can actually account for the individuality of the left and right side and totally fix that just with these. So okay, that's what I like about the G8s, but what do I not like? Well, a couple things. The first is that I have a lot of patients who we give orthotics to that I'm not sure if these would be appropriate for, simply because the patients weigh a lot. 2 weeks ago I had a patient that weighed 380 pounds, and I'm not sure if these are going to be able to hold that weight. I have a lot of patients that are in the neighborhood of 250, 275, 325. This is not an uncommon thing, and I'm going to show you. Now this could be understood as an advantage, and when I tried these orthotics with my cycling shoes, I noticed I kind of like it, because the orthotic actually has, you could see that I could push down. It's got some pliability to it, but then it springs back up. So when you're riding or walking, you actually get kind of a springiness to it. So initially when I put these in, they felt very, very comfortable, and I felt like some renewed energy almost with the springiness. Now, I don't weigh 380 pounds, so I think that could be a disadvantage of the G8s. Nothing is for everyone. So let me show you here. This is a custom orthotic, and let me show you, when you try to bend this thing, because this is made of carbon fiber, this thing just does not bend at all. So this is something that I would build for someone that's a little bit heavier. Other than that, I can't see any other disadvantage. So overall, in summary, for someone like myself, I really like these things. These are really kind of nice. You can almost make yourself a custom-made orthotic for the left and the right shoe, and literally for the price of a normal orthotic, you could buy 3 of these insoles. Man, that really solves a lot of problems. And so I'm going to be selling these to patients and seeing what they like about it. But overall, I think this is going to be a great product. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions at all about these, ask in the comment section down below.